Hi and welcome. Today we are going to make everyday piccata, a very simple recipe. I hope you like the recipe. If so, please do consider subscribing. This turns out to be very juicy and very nice together with mashed potatoes and wonderful tomatoes that are very tasty and nice. You'll find, as usual, all the complete list of ingredients at my blog. So we start with the tomatoes. You wash and divide them into two. Cut them into two and put it in a greased pan together with 1 or 2 cloves of garlic that are coarsely chopped, a little salt, and also a little sugar because that brings out the wonderful taste of the tomatoes. Top it with some olive oil, mix it really well, put it in 212 Fahrenheit oven for 3, 4, 5 hours. So let's get started with the sauce. You chop the shallot and melt some butter in a pan and put the chopped shallot in there and fry it for 5 minutes. Then you lower the heat a little bit, and after 5 minutes you add the flour. That's 1.5 tablespoon, and you might need to put some more butter in there so that everything gets wet and incorporated before you add the wine a little at a time, little by little, and whisk constantly. You don't want some clumps in there. Then you add a little bit of lemon juice, but that's optional. You can avoid that if you don't like it. And then you add the cream a little at a time until you get the correct consistency of the sauce for you and your family. We like it quite thick, so we don't use a lot of cream. But then you season it with salt and pepper. Please be careful with that. Take it a little at a time, taste it, and then you can adjust the seasoning. I needed to add 1-2 teaspoons of concentrated chicken fond and also 1 chicken bouillon that I crushed into the sauce and made sure to mix it. Then I tasted it again and I still needed some more lemon juice, I thought, again, and also 1 hefty teaspoon of crushed garlic, one of those that you can buy ready to go. So this is done. Now let's get to the chicken. We start with the breadcrumbs that has got a lot of goodies in it. So we start with the first station, the station of breadcrumbs. Put the breadcrumbs in a bowl and add all the herbs and so on. And as usual, you find a complete list of ingredients at my blog, so please do pay a visit there. So it's parsley, it's oregano, basil, salt, and pepper, of course. And when you're done with that, you mix it and put it aside, crack an egg in a separate bowl, and whisk it together with 1 or 2 tablespoons of water. And then you put that aside for the moment. Now you pour in a separate skull, you pour some flour with nothing in it, so just as it is. So you have the 3 stations. And now we have to get to the chicken. You wash and trim it, of course, then put it on a cutting board with plastic wrap on top, and you beat it a little bit at a time, very gently, so that you get an even fillet. Then you dip it into the flour first and make sure that it covers the fillet all over it, and you do the next one. Then you put them all in the egg wash. You whisk it first again and you put it in the egg wash and make sure that it covers all over the fillet, and then you dip it finally in the breadcrumb mixture. And you can make that very early in the day for dinner. So already at lunch I made this and put it in the refrigerator. It's just fine. Then you heat the pan with some oil in it on quite high heat to start with, and then you lower it a little bit and fry it 3 minutes on each side. The most important thing is that it should be 161 Fahrenheit, the inner temperature. Then you put it on a platter with the mashed potatoes, with the wonderful tomatoes, and this very delicious wine sauce. It's so nice to have this combination. I really hope you will like it. As we say in Iran, Nush Jan, or enjoy.